Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera or LTAT has made a voluntary takeover offer for all shares it does not already own in Boustead Holdings at 85.5 cents a piece. Based on the number of outstanding shares, 822.51 million or 40.58% of Boustead, the Armed Forces Pension Fund is expected to fork out 703.25 million ringgit for the deal. According to a bourse filing, it does not intend to maintain Boustead's listing status, confirming a report by The Edge. LTAT said the offer is not conditional upon any minimum level of acceptances, as the fund holds 59.42% in Boustead, exceeding the minimum 50% of voting shares needed. It is, however, conditional upon MOF's approval upon Bank Negara's recommendation and go-ahead for the takeover. It also requires a waiver from the central bank from complying with laws requiring LTAT and or its nominated company to be approved as a financial holding company of Affin Bank and other relevant licensed entities. LTAT said the move will allow it greater flexibility to implement the turnaround plan for Boustead, adding that there is no plan to dismiss or make redundant any of the group's employees. It also clarified that this will not result in a mandatory offer to acquire all the remaining voting shares in Affin Bank, Boustead Plantations, Boustead Heavy Industries Corporation and Pharma Niaga that are not already held by LTAT. Earlier today, Boustead redesignated Director Dato Ahmad Nazim Abdul Rahman, who is LTAT's CEO, as its non-independent and non-executive chairman. The day before, it redesignated its Group Finance Director Fahmi Ismail as its Group Chief Financial Officer. Airports operator Malaysia Airports Holdings or MAHB has suspended its Aerotrain operation at KLIA until further notice, citing safety reasons for passengers. This was after the 25-year-old train experienced a breakdown yesterday due to severe mechanical and technical failures. It caused some 114 passengers to be stranded midway between KLIA's main terminal building and the satellite building. A second train was dispatched to fetch the passengers, but it too experienced technical issues, resulting in the passengers having to walk to the satellite building. MAHB MD Dato Iskandar Mirza Mahmud said the group is in the midst of diagnosing the root cause of the issue. In the meantime, 18 shuttle buses have been deployed to ferry passengers between the buildings around the clock. Iskandar said the current trains in service have shuttled over 300 million passengers with a mileage of 2.8 million kilometres. In January, Transport Minister Anthony Loke reportedly said MAHB has decided on a project to upgrade the system and purchase a new set of Aerotrains, but the project will only be completed and operational within 24 months. The new luxury tax, announced in the revised budget 2023, is expected to be rolled out by the second half of this year. Deputy Finance Minister Stephen Sim said MOF is consulting the relevant stakeholders, including the tourism and retail industry, which has expressed concern over the new levy. He gave his assurance that the government is doing a study on the tax structure as a whole and will ensure that taxes at the introductory level would not hurt Malaysia's competitiveness. Putrajaya is eyeing a tax on luxury items such as watches and fashion products, a move that would be in line with other nations. KPMG noted last week Singapore imposes this tax on luxury cars, while China imposes a 60% import tariff on luxury goods. As for the capital gains tax proposed on non-listed share disposals, Sim clarified that the rates will be low for a start. He said the aim is to expand the tax base of the country and try to introduce a more equitable taxation system. De facto Law Minister Datuk Sri Azalina Othman Said says the government is obligated to explain how parties implicated in the Pandora Papers accumulated a suspicious amount of wealth through offshore financial dealings. She told the Dewan Rakyat the authorities are conducting an investigation to prove the veracity of the disclosure. This is because some of those named in the leaked papers have held positions in the government, and so there needs to be a probe into the source of their wealth and whether it was looted from the country. She said the ad hoc analysis working group, comprising the National Anti-Financial Crime Centre, Bank Negara, the IRB, the Police, the Labuan Financial Services Authority and the MACC, will need to conduct a detailed analysis. This is because the establishment of offshore companies and the opening of bank accounts in offshore jurisdictions are not necessarily illegal, though they can be misused to prevent illegal proceeds from being easily detected. The working group is also in the process of obtaining further details and financial documents from foreign countries. Heng Huat Resources Executive Director Ng Chin Nam has emerged as a substantial shareholder in the group following the acquisition of a 6.071% stake. According to the group's board's filing, he bought the stake, comprising 37.06 million shares, via Polar Gas yesterday. The purchase price was not disclosed, but based on Heng Huat's closing price of 52 cents yesterday, the stake would have cost Ng 19.27 million ringgit. According to Bloomberg data, Ng is now the group's third largest shareholder after GH Consortium with a 27.93% stake and Sea Family Hold with a 20.17% stake. Heng Huat is principally involved in the manufacturing and trading of biomass material and value-added products. It also manufactures and distributes its own brands of mattresses and bedding accessories and has ventured into furniture and property segments. For the 9 months ended December 31st, 2022, its earnings more than doubled to 17.39 million ringgit as revenue jumped 65.86% to 121.04 million ringgit. At closing bell, its shares were down 2.88% to 50.5 cents, giving it a market capitalization of 403.51 million ringgit.